It affects everyone differently, and it's everyone's point of view. It's more than a talk show. It's a reality check. It's Reality Check with Monica Zukas. Good evening. Like I just said in the beginning, we are talking about Southern Illinois coal tonight. And I must admit, I've lived in Marion, Illinois my whole life for 36 years. My parents were born and raised in this area, so were my grandparents. And I knew a lot of my friends' parents were coal miners, grandparents were coal miners, and I'd heard a lot of stories. But until almost 4 years ago, when my husband went to the coal mine, that's when I really kind of perked up and started paying attention to what coal was all about in this area. After 20 plus years of doing auto body repair work, my husband got a job at the coal mine 4 years ago, and I absolutely had no idea what the coal mines were all about. I knew guys went underground, I knew they got really dirty, and I knew hopefully they surfaced 10 hours later, but I had no idea how high-tech it was and all that's involved and the multi-millions of dollars that are put into this industry and how many families in our area it really does support. The second show I ever did whenever I had Reality Check was on coal, you know, once again because I took an interest because of my husband's job. However, recently there's been a lot of negative connotation in our area with coal. Number one, the election. Many have opinions about Barack Obama and coal. Many are for it, many are against it, and they have very big opinions on that. Most recently, a couple weeks ago, we lost a young man, a 30-year-old named Chad Myers, at Willow Lake Mine, a tragic accident. And that, you know, of course, we're thinking about his family and friends. He was a local guy and actually one of my guests this evening that was affected by the shutdown of Willow Lake Mine. One of the 400 guys that is now unemployed because that mine shut down was actually a friend of Chad's, and they started at the same time they're together, and I'm excited that he's here so he can talk about his friend a little bit and what it's like to be one of the ones that just lost their job. You know, there's a lot of good things going on in Southern Illinois with coal, as well as, you know, some negative light. And I wanted to kind of get a panel together tonight and discuss this topic. I have with me a very eclectic group tonight. I have my friend Christy Lilly. I almost said Christy Songer. She's recently married. Her husband, Mike Lilly, is a fellow employee of my husband's at M-Class Mine or Sugar Camp or Aiken or Forsyth Energy. A lot of names go with that. But she's also, they are both from West Virginia, come here for the mines. And her name is Christy Lilly, and she's also our chairwoman for a group called Friends of Coal Ladies Auxiliary that we will talk about in a minute. But welcome, Christy. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I know you've had a long day. I appreciate you coming out.
Yes, it's been kind of long, but I'm good.
She's rejuvenated and ready.
Yes.
Also, I have Abijah Queen. He works at Mock Mine in Johnson City. How are you this evening, sir?
No, I'm doing fine.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And then I thought, you know what? I know it's rare and few and far between, but I know there's got to be some women that work at the mine. And so I started calling my friends, like, who can I call? Who is a woman that's been literally underground working at their mine? They're like, you got to get a hold of Stephanie Twitty because she worked there. I'm like, was she like on top being secretary? They're like, no, this chick was coal mining. So I got a hold of her, and she was gracious enough to come. Welcome, Stephanie. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
This little tiny thing, this little bitty cute thing is underground work at the coal mine. I don't get it. But anyway, and also, like we said, unfortunately, 400 jobs were lost recently at the Willow Lake Mine, and one of my guests was one of those people that lost their job, Britt Kirby. Thank you so much for coming in this evening.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good.
Despite the fact?
Yeah.
So just to start off, I want to talk just a little bit about coal mining in general. I know there's big political things that go along with it. I know people have major opinions, you know, because of the presidential election and what might happen or might not happen because Barack Obama was reelected. But like I said, when my husband first went to the mine, I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be funny or cute. I thought they were picking away with an axe.
That's what everybody.
Yeah, because when I was little, you know, my great-grandfather worked at the mine, and he lied when he was like 13 or 14 and worked at the mine. And I thought, okay. And then somebody's like, well, I mean, you know, way back they used to have, like, parakeets or something in a cage. Is that true?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For what? What was the bird all about? Canaries?
Canaries.
For the methane?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody tell me about the canaries and what they were for.
Oh, it just checked for methane like a spotter would now, and if they'd carry a canary in a cage around with them, and if it started getting, going down, the methane was getting higher.
Oh, so like the bird dies, we better get the heck out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
We got a friend of ours one for Christmas. We found one at an antique shop.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
a little bit.
A fellow miner?
And they would buckle it to their belt, and it
Mm-hmm.
he just hang out, and then if things got bad, he would die.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, so for instance, like at my husband's mine now, I know, Stephanie, you worked at American Coal. How did you guys literally get underground every night?
In the shaft.
So you like got in the little elevator thing, and
Yes.
how long did it take to get down there? Come close.
It seemed like forever, but it took like basically 2 seconds.
Okay, and then at mock and M class, they're going down in trucks.
That's right.
Well, and I try to ask my husband, like, why don't you guys die of carbon monoxide? What's going on, Abijah? Are they modified so they're not like...
They're approved. You know, they got special engines and everything, but really there's just so much ventilation. There's so much air in the coal mines today that these guys are driving down in Dodge trucks. That's right.
And I had no idea what kind of a science it was. Like I say, I thought it was the pickaxe and people are chopping away at the wall. And we got to go a few times to see Troy's mine. And we walk in, and I'm like, wow, there's like 12 computer screens. I'm looking underground, watching the belt, watching these guys. It's like a huge production. I had no idea that that was going on. So what was the evolution from pickaxe and canary to multi-million-dollar pieces of machinery?
Well, it's the same as any industry or what we're doing right now. You know, I remember when I got my first computer, and I remember how slow the darn thing was, you know, and now, I mean, just look at it. So it's the same way. Mining industry has just evolved, just like any industry would. You know, they take advantage of the technology that's out there, and so now they're smarter. You know, they do things better, they do things safer, they do things faster, and, I mean, it's exactly what they needed.
So let's get right to the point here, like with Barack Obama, for instance. So many people, as soon as he was reelected, Facebook fighting, on the news, big opinions. Oh my gosh, all the mines are shutting down. Barack Obama hates coal. I am not political. I'm not versed in this. I know I pray every day when my husband goes to work that he comes home safe, and I'm very thankful that we are supported by the coal mines. I know that I have electricity because of it, but I don't really have a grip on the whole political deal of it. Is Barack Obama really some like lunatic that's saying, I hate coal, let's shut it down? What is the method behind the madness with everybody saying this? Christy? Abijah? So do you think, okay, let me give you a more literal question. We don't want to get anybody fired from their job. We don't want to get any people slitting tires outside. Do you think that since Barack Obama was reelected, mines are going to be shutting down left and right?
No, I don't. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think, I don't think Barack Obama hates coal. Kind of like we were talking before the show, that I think, you know, Barack Obama's got a lot of what are supposed to be really smart people, PhD people, smartest people in the world, right? Access to them. And, you know, some of them are just giving them bad information. I don't know what their motives are or whatever, but, you know, like anyone, when you believe something, you feel like you have to do something about it. And
I mean, because
Obama's
he's the president, okay? He's got a lot of things to do, and I'm sure there's a committee for this and people for that and experts for this, and they come to him and say, sign this, do that, this is best, this is that. So is the whole concept behind it that the people are wanting to eliminate coal because of the, quote, pollution or detriment to the environment?
I think it's about green energy. Green energy is a billion-dollar industry.
And is that like windmills and stuff? Inform me. I'm not claiming to be smart on this topic.
Yeah.
And he's giving them $90 billion for, you know, stimulus money to further their research for clean energy. And,
so to like use solar power or windmills instead of coal, is that the...
anything clean
cars,
energy that can produce electricity, he's all for it.
So why shouldn't we be for it?
Well, you're
Ideally,
right.
don't we all want it to be clean?
Absolutely, we should be for it, you know. We should be for solar power, furthering that, because no matter what industry we're in, eventually, whether it's coal, oil, gas, whatever, there is a finite amount, right? There is, you know, someday, even if it's 300 years worth of coal and gas and everything else, 300 years from now, there will be an end to it someday, right? So we need to do both, you know, and we can live together happily, really. There's a need for electricity every day. The need grows. Where there's more people everywhere, the need grows. So, you know, just the increase from this year to last year, we can't make enough windmills. We can't put up enough solar batteries and panels just to cover the increased demand. So, you know, they don't war against each other, really. They're not competitors. There's no competitor for coal right now, for oil, for gas. You know, 50% of our power comes from it, you know?
Okay, so they're putting the money into researching to see if these other types of energy will work? That's a lot of money to just see if it'll work.
Yeah, I heard that, like, the Prius cars, it costs thousands more to make them than they sell them for, because they're getting government money from the coal people, or the car people are getting the government money to try and make these clean emission cars.
Well, and I hate that everything does come down to the green. It really does. So a lot of it's games. Okay, I have a note here. Tell me if this is right or if you know this is true or not. 80 to 85% of the coal is still in the ground in Illinois. Is that true? More BTU in Illinois than all of the Middle East has in oil.
That's true.
More BTU in Illinois than all of the Middle East has in oil. Look, he's like, break. There goes 15 minutes. See how fast this goes? This is Monica Zukas. This is Reality Check. Tonight we're talking about coal. Please stay with us. We have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.